Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to RVDaydream. It's Heidi's day off. Let's talk about some stuff.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Yeah, look at our RV. It's covered. You know what that means? It means we sold the house, and Heidi and I is going to rent a condo all winter long down in Florida and look for a campground, and then eventually we'll bring this down.
You're funny.
That's a good one, right? That don't even sound like a good plan at
No,
all. It sounds like a horrible plan.
Sounds like a waste money plan.
We're not done camping. We had to do a review of a cover, and it's a nice day out, so we're going to do it now instead of later. Unfortunately, now we got to take the cover off. You guys will see that review. Either watch it or don't watch it, one or the other. But yeah, we would just say, hey, what's up, and just what we're into today. We're probably going to give you some sort of a little update. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and go back to work here, and we'll pick this up later for you guys. All right, so yeah, it's a few days later, that's for sure. Actually, it's probably about 9 days later from that last little segment. So I want to try to catch you guys up. First of all, check this out, Sully. I'm back in my baggie. The baggie's making its debut again because I'm in work clothes. I'm in long pants. I got to go find my work shoes. I think they're in the RV because I've got my summer shoes on, and it's not summer. First of all, let's give you an update on our weather and what's been like in this area. We've been warmer than average for so long that whenever we started to be at average temperature, it was a shock to our system, that's for sure. And unfortunately, we've been below average for a couple days here, and then we're going right back into above average for about another 4 days, I think. So basically what that means for this area, just to let you know, today's 48, I think, is going to be the high. And to give you an idea, as far as having a 48-degree high temperature for the entire day, the last time we were at that or below that was back in April. So it's been since April we felt temperatures this cold for a daytime high. And it's breezy out today, so that's a little bit different. But again, we'll get back into the 60s, and I think we may touch 70s for a couple of days. And just to give you an idea about that, our average highs at this time are, high 50s, low 60s. So if we're in the upper 60s and 70s, that's pretty warm. That's definitely warmer than average for here. It'll be nice, but we know it's short-lived. There's going to be some nights we're going to be down into the 28-degree temperature range for our lows, and that's when things get real. Talking about getting real as far as the weather's concerned. Although we've tried to encourage our son to record videos, shoot pictures, throw them back to us, that kind of thing, he really don't have much interest in that stuff as far as YouTube's concerned. But he's up at the sugar beet harvest still. Those guys up there are having a rough time. I'll have to say that as far as that American Crystal Company, or whatever they're called, American Sugar Crystal, up at the sugar beet harvest, man, they're really trying to do what they can. It's a situation that they have no control over. First of all, when they got there, it was good weather for most part. However, they knew there was going to be some cold weather moving in. My son said it rained for a little bit there. Then they had some snow. Rough. When I say some, I'm thinking it was like 8 inches to a foot worth of snow. After the snow, the rain come. It was pretty bad, to the point where he said that they evacuated him out of the campsite. They put him all on a concrete pad somewhere or on asphalt for one night. And he's learning a lot from that. I'll talk about that. But after that, they then got him into another campsite, and the other campsite's okay. He likes it better than the first one that he was at, but neither one of them was really bad. And the reason is, he said his first campsite where he was at initially, he said because of flood waters, is non-existent. He said there was nothing there. He said it was just gone. And I guess there's other campsites up in that area that are like that. It's not just this one campground. There was other places like that. So they're struggling as far as the water. Now there's other YouTubers that have been posting videos up there that show like the sugar beets underwater, the piles, and it's rough. And American Crystal, there's people that are dependent on that income that they were expecting to get when they got there. And American Crystal realizes that, and they're really trying to do what they can. But, you know, especially because they need to retain those people. They need, whenever the weather is nice, they need all those people in play so they can, you know, get it done, so they can get the harvest taken care of. But a lot of people are just abandoning. They're just saying, forget this, I can't stay any longer. Now, to give you an idea, my son's been up there for over 3 weeks, and he might have worked maybe 4 days, 5 days at the most, over 3 weeks' time. Now, before you guys are saying, oh my God, that's horrible, that American Sugar Company, when they moved him to his other campground, he was going to have to drive a little bit further to get to his workplace. His boss gave him a $25 gift card, said, you know, hey, here's for gas, you know, because you're driving more. Sorry about that. Not only that, but almost all the days that he didn't work, they were paying him 4 hours just to sit. So they were giving him 4 hours worth of wage, even though they told him the night before, you're not coming to work tomorrow, so just hang out in your van or do whatever you want. And they still paid him 4 hours. Not only that, but now they've told him any hours he works will be time and a half. You don't have to get past the threshold. You're going to be at time and a half. And he's really happy. You know, he's wanting to help them out. And again, he's getting this experience. Like, for example, when they moved him from the campground to that concrete pad, his little buddy heater that he had to use because he didn't have electricity to run, you know, the space heater inside of his van, it shut off on him a couple times. And I said, well, make sure it's not a low oxygen shutoff problem, which he don't think it was. He thinks the tank was freezing up, which I could believe. So he's learning that. He's learning how to deal with that. He's also learning, you know, as far as when he was lounging on his time off, he said he definitely needs to buy a laptop. He definitely needs to get some sort of cell data boost, because even though it shows they're supposed to have 4G in the area, he said he's been in a couple dead spots that have just killed him. And he also said he wished he brought a chair just to lounge outdoor his van whenever it was, you know, nice weather. So yeah, it's a good positive experience for him. All right, so let's go out and talk about what's going on here. Yeah, it's starting to turn gray here. The sun's peeking out occasionally out behind the clouds. The leaves are starting to fall. Not real bright colors, but some of the colors are starting to show through. We had a windstorm. You can see there's a branch that fell down there. Yeah, still not as bad as what he had up there. I mean, shoot, he said it was like almost a foot of snow up there. So, you guys remember when we went camping last, the rear steps would not extend, the extensions that you slide out for the ground level, they wouldn't extend far enough to support the steps. So we got hold of MoreRide. They were supposed to send us 2 sets of extensions. They said they had longer extensions, and I'm talking about these bars that, you know, with the feet on them right here that go up inside. They did, but they're only 1.5 inches longer, and that wouldn't have worked for the situation we were in. So I think we're gonna have Heidi's brother, who's a machinist, make us up some tubes, as long as he can get something that's not going to rust or, you know, and they got to be pretty much powder coated, because they're going to be sliding in and out of a channel, so you can't just paint them. We're going to have him make some long ones, and that way we have a landing step. I don't know if you remember that video from, oh man, that must have been 2017. We used it on our old RV. It's a landing step, and what it does is, if you get in a situation where your steps don't come down far enough and you still have a large step to get to the ground level, this cuts that distance. It's a good one. It's a little bit expensive from what I can remember. It's a Stromberg Carlson, but I have the video. I'll see if I can find the link for the video. I'm not sure 100% if I can, but I should be able to link it at least into the description here. That landing step is nice. I mean, it really helps with that last step. So the reason I'm out here is because I've got to do a black tank video. You can see, of course, the cover is off the RV. You've probably already seen that video. And I'm talking about black tank flush because I had some people that were asking. I thought, you know, I've never really discussed it, how we do it, but our tanks are always pretty much spotless whenever we do it, the way that we do it. I'm really saddened because right now it feels like, oh my God, I got to cover this all up and winterize it because, you know, we're done for the season. But I still think we might be able to get out. We'll have to see. I don't know for sure. Now, as far as Heidi and what she's been doing, and for that matter, what I've been doing, we actually been really busy. Now, in her case, she's short some people at work. I think somebody might be on vacation, possibly. and I know they had somebody that just quit, so she's working a series of days in a row. I don't remember her last day off. I think she's worked 12 days in a row, or it's going to be 12 days in a row tomorrow possibly. And it's just one of those things. I wish I could get her to quit. We still have some bills though we got to take care of, so that's why she's doing it. As far as what I had to do then, I've got you know, of course, my work that I do here at the house, and I was on jury duty, the grand jury duty. It only lasted 3 days, but it was a very interesting process. If you ever have to do jury duty, a lot of people go, oh man, this sucks. And yeah, you're not going to get paid for your time or anything, but you know, the experience of seeing that whole process, it was very, very interesting. Almost eye-opening in one case, or in a few cases. One of the things that I realized is, man, I can't believe how many drugs are out there. That is crazy. I don't know. So some of the stuff that we heard. Now, as far as being on the grand jury, I don't want to give you the whole court process or anything like that, but it's not like when you see MacLeod and he's standing in front of a jury and he's talking to witnesses and going to the stand, and then there's another guy that's trying to get you to change your mind about things. What it is we worked in Ohio. There's only 9 grand jurors that are needed to move forward a case to make it an indictable offense, to send it to grand jury for trial. So basically what happens is we're shown a case, or talked to, you know, a prosecutor tells us about a case, and all the questions that we have about the case, you know, we ask him and he answers them. And then he brings in witnesses, and then those witnesses give their testimony about what they have, you know, what happened, and you know, their sides of the story. We can ask them all the questions under the sun, you know, asking, you know, about their story, filling in all the gaps. And then after all that is done, the prosecutor then talks about, you know, the charges that he's wanting to bring forward on the defendant, and bring it to grand jury trial. And at that point we vote on the stuff and say, yeah, we think that you have a good enough case that you can send it to grand jury. You know, there was one that we did a no bill on that we voted down, but yeah, it was interesting. The whole thing was very, very interesting. And I mean, over those 3 days, it's a smooth process. I mean, we talked to over 60 witnesses over 3 days, over, I don't remember how many cases. I think there was 40 cases. And the funny part is I've always considered our county, you know, pretty safe. And I know that in this area we don't have a large police presence. So I don't know if that's good or bad, because I guess we would need the police presence if there was enough crime. But I'm telling you, where there were police presence, you know, a large police presence, man, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff going on. And drugs, like I said, there's so many drugs, it's incredible. All right, I think I'm going to close this out. That's kind of the update of what's happening. Oh, one more thing. I'm waiting because our YouTubers, Mike and Cindy, of Mike and Cindy's Travels, we talked about, hey guys, we talked with them when we went camping, and we just had a random discussion about things in general. And sometime in that discussion it was brought up that he had a motorhome that he's no longer using because he had bought a travel trailer and a truck, and he just, you know, asked, he said, hey, is there any chance I might be able to bring it out to your place? I said, yeah, bring it out. You know, we got a lot of traffic out here. And so I'll shoot another video just kind of glancing over that later. I'm not going to do a walkthrough or nothing like that necessarily. I'll show it to you guys if you're interested. Everything he tells me about it seems pretty decent. So I'm just waiting for him to show up, and I've got to start this other video about black tank flush and how we do it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to close this out so I can post this video for you guys. Sorry it's been so long since we did a what you doing video, but yeah, it's time for me to give you an update. So as always, guys, we hope to see you out there. Bye.